This episode is brought to you by the Support Black Excellence Foundation and their Support Excellence Initiative. At the Support Black Excellence Foundation, we're on a mission to foster a brighter future for all, particularly in underserved Black communities. Through strategic partnerships, mentorship programs, community service projects, and financial initiatives, we are committed to driving meaningful change where it's needed most. We invite you to join us in this remarkable journey of progress and transformation. Together, we can turn our vision into a reality. Let's shape a future that is equitable and inclusive, where empowerment, elevation, and excellence intersect to create a legacy of positive change. Thank you to the Support Black Excellence Foundation and their Support Excellence Initiative for sponsoring this podcast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back for a wonderful podcast with blind resistance brand owner Jacqueline Malone. Jacqueline, could you introduce yourself really quick and tell us a little bit about your history and why you started the brand?
Yeah, so thank you for having me. So Blind Resistance brand came about after, I'd say for me, a 20-year stint in technology and going through product and project management and working a lot with big businesses and corporations. But I found that I wanted to do something that was more substantial, that would be more of a benefit to service our community and to make a statement in the world and the hearts of people, because I believe in changing and having a positive effect on people for growth. And we're only blessed to be a blessing. And that is my motto and what I live by. And so I started Blind Resistance brand for just that, to empower underserved communities, to bring Black wealth back into our communities and keep it there, and to also be able to bring in resources that we don't have in those communities. So like food deserts and joblessness, education reform, those mentorship programs, and things like that that we actually need that's going to make us better. So it's about being the change that we want to see. And that is the premise behind Blind Resistance brand. The thing that's important about our brand is the message. And so we always say that we are fashion with a purpose. And so that's the root of us.
All right. I enjoyed that a lot. I like the message you just brought along, especially that line where you said, blessed to be a blessing. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, it's a really impactful statement. So from here, what has Blind Resistance brand already accomplished, and what do you see the brand doing?
Yeah, so we have been working a lot with different organizations. One of our biggest organizations right now that we're working with is called Support Black Excellence Foundation. And so that foundation has a Support Excellence Initiative component. And so that component holds the same values that we have with our brand. And so we are together looking at partnerships, mentorship programs with other companies. We're also making a database of resources of what is already in our community that people don't know about. People need to understand what resources they already have. So for instance, even in Chicago, we're looking at what is the need. So we're not just going in there willy-nilly and just saying, hey, we want to make these changes. We actually need to understand what is the gap and what is the most need. And that means going in and talking to the people. And so we're putting ourselves in situations where we can be right there and meet the community, talk to the community, and be able to find out from their voice what it is that they need and be able to make a solution around that.
Impactful and brilliant. So after defining what you're already doing for the world with your brand, could you tell us a little more about what we can expect from your product specifically? Like what kind of products you have already, what you're planning to make, and just quality-wise?
So we're really excited. So as I mentioned earlier, we say that our brand is fashion with a purpose. And so each element of our trendy fashion apparel are sustainable. We're going into an area of organic. So we're going to have more of a blank aesthetic, but we do want that sustainability throughout the store and what we sell. Why? Because we also care about the earth and we care about what chemicals go into the clothing and what is on our skin. If we care about people, we have to also care about them by ways of what we sell and what type of products we sell as well. And so organics is one line that we definitely want to tap into. And then also the quality of that gives us more of a luxurious type presence. So that uplifts it just from the standard tee or standard hoodie that we might sell. But we also have elements of our clothing that are impactful, empowering. Those individuals who wear Blind Resistance brand really want to stand up and make their voice known that they do stand against injustice, oppression, and systemic racism, because those would be the messages that folks would find on our clothing, and that we support all people, diversity, inclusivity, and we just want to be that example.
There's some really good points that you bring up about what you want to bring to the table and what your brand is already can and is bringing to the table. I think that's really impactful for the Black community, and we would appreciate that a lot. I mean, me as a Black male, I definitely see where you're coming from and understand your values and your points. So with that, why specifically would you want to choose fashion? Why not make different things like, postcards or posters, or have a different type of business that focuses on the Black community?
Well, you mentioned postcards and posters and things like that. Well, fashion makes you a walking poster board. We think fashion, one thing about fashion is it's all about that self-expression, and it's all about being able to speak volumes through what you wear, through your aesthetic. We wear fashion every day to show people who we are. What we put on every day, how we wear our hair, the shoes we wear, all of those things tell people who we are without us saying a word, without them actually asking us and we expressing that back to them. So, it can really make a statement in so many types of ways. And I think it's just a great, fun way to also get a very serious message across to folks, but letting them be stylish, letting them be very fit in their scope and their aesthetic and what they wear. And so we think that fashion is a great platform. Plus, we love fashion. That is part of the area in which we love to express ourselves as well. So why not merge the two of service and fashion together?
I like that a lot, especially with me. I enjoy to express myself as much as possible in the best way. And fashion really is just the embodiment of speaking who you are as a person without saying anything at all. Do you have any influences in this fashion world or just in the Black community that really inspire you to continue this journey and push you to continue working with us?
On the fashion realm, I go back to 90s fashions for me, and these would be the cross colors, the FUBUs. Those are the aesthetics that I loved, and I love those aesthetics and the way that they put the materials and the colors together because it was so different and it stood out so well. So those areas do influence me a lot to not only to make clothing that is visually compelling and what make people draw to it, but also to make something that's very different, and to also make sure that my company continues that heritage. I understand what shoulders I sit upon. And so I want to make sure that whatever we do with Blind Resistance brand, that it also upholds the heritage that has already been laid for us, because we don't want to mess it up, basically, but we want to make sure that we're in line with all of that. And so those are some big shoes to fill of what our Black fashion designers in the past have done. And so we just want to keep up with that.
So with that being said, are there any other things in your brand that consist of more than fashion? What do you have going on?
Yeah, so because we want to really push the message of empowerment and to really remove the stigma of oppression and systemic racism, we have drinkware that are geared towards a Black empowerment, Black female empowerment. You might see some HBCU items out there, Juneteenth items as well, because we're getting ready for Juneteenth. So you're going to see a lot of empowerment mugs around that. We also have bags, like tote bags, messenger bags. So all of it with Black empowerment statements on it. We don't hide. So we are not for the weak. Our gear is for those who believe and want to make that statement. And so we have a shirt called Prove Them Wrong right now. And that is a statement in itself. So we know that many people those naysayers try to say you can't do something or maybe try to stand in the way of you doing something. But we believe just prove them wrong. Don't fight them, just prove them wrong. And so I would say too, like with our collection that we currently have and with the organics that are coming and some of the things that we're going to have in the future, because we're going to have some cut and sew as well that are going to come to our store. And so we're looking forward to that and those special new fits that are really going to be inspiring. I feel like there's going to be a whole new switch or shift, I should say, to where Blind Resistance brand is going to go in the future. And so I feel really good about that.
That's great to hear. For the viewers who have already taken interest in this message that you purported to everyone, where can we find you? Where is Blind Resistance going? Where online are you? And how do we support?
So you can shop with us at blindresistance.com. You can follow us on social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter or X at Blind Resistance Brand. And then, we have a few events happening through October right now. Next up will be at the To Walk in My Shoes event. That's a nonviolence and community outreach event. So we're really happy about that. That falls right in line with our wanting to meet and talk with the community. So we'll be on the west side of Chicago. So we're really excited about that. And then we have Juneteenth where we're going to be in Beverly. So we'll be vending there. We're hoping that we get a lot of folks to come on out and meet us there. And then we're going to be at the Black Women's Expo. So we're really excited about that. It's going to be one of our biggest events that we've ever done. And so we just really want to get out there and be with the people and showcase our products and get a lot of feedback. So we're just really happy about what's coming up next.
What would you say for anyone starting their own brand or starting their own business, to any people in general who are aspiring to be more than the average, or specifically, I should say, Black women of America? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I think it's important for anyone, not only just Black women, but anyone to really walk in their purpose. I think for women, it can be especially hard for Black women in a lot of ways because we are always seen as the person that gives the support and pushing everyone else. And very rarely do we feel that we receive that support. But I want to say to Black women that you have the support, the love, and the backing, and that by any means, you should never delay or stop the blessing that God has put forth in you. Like you should always continue to reach and continue to strive to walk in your purpose. And I think that that is the absolute most important thing that you can do because you are the mother of the earth. You are everything. And so it is important that you take care of yourself, not only with walking in your purpose, but you have to make sure that you take care of yourself mentally, spiritually, physically. Make sure you give your time to yourself because life is hard. There's a lot carried on your shoulders, but you can do it. And it is important that you do it. So it's important that we are in place where we need to be.
With that strong message, I would like to bring this podcast to a close. Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for your time. We appreciate you a lot. And for all the viewers, make sure y'all go shop Blind Resistance brand. Check them out. Follow them on all platforms.
Thank you.